Hey guys, it's me Jessica, aka Makeup Lovaaa, and I am back with another video. So again, I'm still trying this out on me videoing on top of my bed just for like more relaxed videos. Basically, I'm here today to talk to you guys about nursing school and my whole nursing school journey. So if you guys want to find out how I got into nursing school, then keep watching. So you guys know, I already have a degree from George Mason University. I loved my experience there, so I definitely recommend it if there's anyone watching who really is looking for a four-year degree, maybe not necessarily looking for a degree in nursing, but just wants to know a good school to go to. I really loved Mason. Getting into nursing school was really hard for me. I didn't really know much. It was also kind of partially my fault, partially I blame other parts of the system because I didn't really research a lot about nursing school. I honestly was just going to apply to George Mason's nursing school and then hopefully get in and then not have to worry about anything else. Because I was a very academic student, I really didn't have any doubts that I was not going to get in. And then I didn't. I mean, George Mason's nursing program is very competitive and I should have had backups, but honestly, I just didn't have a doubt that I wasn't going to get in. I was a very good student. I had a very good GPA. And then after I didn't get in, everything just kind of went downhill for me. Needless to say, my last 2 years of college were not my best. It really hurt my GPA. And when I graduated with a 2.9 GPA, which I'm not happy to this day about because I know I'm smarter than that. But I think the whole situation really discouraged me and I stopped trying my best. After the whole not getting into nursing school, they told me at my school, well, since you didn't get in, you can become a community health major and then apply to our accelerated nursing program after you graduate. And I thought, okay, that is actually a really good option. I could just graduate with a good GPA and definitely get into the accelerated nursing program, no problem. But again, after that point, I was already so discouraged that I wasn't even really thinking about the future of after I graduated. It wasn't until like my last semester of senior year where it really hit me that I was not trying very hard. And obviously my poor GPA happened and I ended up struggling after that, which we'll get into. I ended up becoming a community health major and deciding that I would apply to an accelerated nursing program when I graduated. That was my mistake number one. My mistake number one was that I became a community health major. Not that I think that community health is a bad major to have. I learned a lot from my community health classes. I definitely think it helped me become the person that I am today, but that wasn't my dream, that wasn't my passion, and it was honestly a waste of my money. I didn't want to become a global health worker or, you know, any of that. I mean, that's a great backup, but I really just wanted to be a nurse. If that's how you feel, if you really don't have a backup, if you can't imagine yourself doing anything else than be a nurse, then don't be anything else. Take a minute, step back, and figure out a new plan. I wish someone had told me that when I was a sophomore and I did not get in, because my life may be completely different. Fast forwarding, I graduated with my community health degree and then decided that I was going to apply to the accelerated nursing program. I no longer qualified for the accelerated nursing program because I had a 2.9 GPA. Great. So then I decided that I was going to retake classes in order to boost up my GPA. I spent a lot of semesters, a lot of money, and a lot of time doing that, and it was a waste. Sorry, actually, now that I'm thinking back on it, I didn't actually even graduate with a 2.9. I graduated with a 2.8. So after all that time of taking classes, trying to boost my GPA, I boosted it from a 2.8 to a 2.9. So it really didn't do a lot for me. That's when I decided that Mason wasn't the nursing program for me because obviously I wasn't able to get into it at that point with my low GPA. So then I started looking into other nursing schools, and then that's when I realized that technically for me to go back to nursing school, I would be getting another bachelor's degree, which means that I would be paying for another bachelor's degree, and I wouldn't qualify for financial aid because I already got my first bachelor's degree, and that basically whatever program I get into would be through the rest of my loans, which I didn't have a lot left, and out of my own pocket. I felt really like no one told me that in undergrad. I don't know, I guess I didn't really think about what degree I was going to be getting with an accelerated nursing program, which is why I say I should have researched more. So many programs out there that would have taken me, they would have accepted me. I had such a good GPA at the time that I could have applied to other schools and I would have gotten in somewhere, and I would be a nurse by now. But I just didn't take the time to research, and I just went off of what the advisors were telling me to keep me there and to keep me giving my money for a program and for a degree that was not benefiting me. Those are other factors to just consider. So basically now I'm on my hunt looking for new nursing programs, and I'm applying. And honestly, I didn't have a lot of money, so I kind of applied to like one this year, and then I applied to like two the next year, and then I wasn't getting into any of those, and I'm like, it's because I don't have a 3.0 GPA, which is the minimum GPA that you need for a lot of nursing programs, and B, I just probably don't look competitive enough on paper. And that's the one thing I don't like about nursing programs compared to a lot of other like programs, like if you're going to medical school or if you're going to get your PA license or your MP license. They all get interviews, so you get to meet the person and you really get to see who they are. And I wish they would do that for nursing school, because I feel like looking at me on a piece of paper doesn't fully represent who I am. I did apply to a lot of schools. Some of them I didn't get into. Some of them I got into and were so expensive. Like $70,000 for an accelerated nursing program that I would have done in a year and a half, not even, in 15 months, and paid $70,000 for? I don't think so. I'm not getting into these four-year universities, and I'm not getting into these community colleges that I'm applying to, because honestly, I think the four-year universities are getting the people who can afford it and have the GPA, and that's great. So I think a lot of the community colleges are getting overwhelmed with a lot of applicants who are not getting accepted to the four-year colleges or just don't have the money for the four-year colleges. I applied to a community college in my area. Needless to say, I applied to that community college and I didn't get in. I was really circling the drain. I was freaking out at this point. That was my last option, and I didn't know what to do. I was really considering going to get my master's in public health and becoming like global health worker, but it wasn't my passion and felt really hopeless. So then I continued looking. While I was doing that, I was also looking into public health schools and what GPA I needed for that. I didn't even have a really good GPA to get into a lot of public health programs. So at this point, I was just feeling really down and overwhelmed. I looked into Chamberlain, which a lot of people had told me to look into, and they were just so expensive. I think they had like a tuition close to like $60,000 or something like that. Mind you, you do graduate really fast in the program, which is what I wanted. I wanted a program where I wouldn't be in school like for another 2 to 3 years. I wanted something where I could graduate in a year or less. And they did have a really quick program, but again, I didn't have $60,000 to be spending. So then I met my coworker who told me she went to Stratford, and I had looked into Stratford and it looked like another ECPI, so I didn't apply. And she told me that she actually makes monthly payments in order to pay for her schooling. And I was like, that's exactly what I need in my life, because I can't pay, you know, these big amounts. I can't even qualify for a personal loan for $60,000. I went to the school, I sat down with an advisor, and she told me a lot of things that I really wanted to hear. Like, mind you, with a lot of these schools like Chamberlain, ECPI, and Stratford, they're gonna tell you a lot of the things that you want to hear to get you in. So just take everything that they say with a grain of salt, because some things may change when you get in the program. So after I met with them, they told me that because I didn't have a 3.0 GPA, I needed to take 3 classes with them to establish at least a 3.0 GPA with them before I would apply and be able to get in, because honestly, everything else I had really good T-scores. I had all of the prereqs done, and they didn't have a cut. I don't believe they had a cutoff as far as like how old the classes can be. That was another thing I ran into a lot with a lot of nursing schools that I wanted to apply to. Some schools said that your prereqs can't be more than 5 years old, which that was definitely out for me because my prereqs were a lot older. And then some of the schools I applied to said that the courses couldn't be more than 10 years old. And literally, I want to say last year was when my classes turned 10 years old. So it was my last time to really be able to apply for a lot of these schools, because I was a freshman 10 years ago. So yeah, I'm old. What can I say? They didn't have like a time limit on how old your classes had to be, which I also really liked, because I didn't feel like all the education that I had before was just wasted. I ended up taking the 3 classes. I took biochem, which was a prereq for them that I actually didn't have. And I was really nervous about that because chemistry is my absolute worst subject. So anyway, I took biochem at Stratford and I got an A. The professor was so helpful. He was super hands-on. The classes were nice and small. I think we had like 10 to 14 people in class, something like that. That was my one positive thing where I was just like, maybe the school is really for me. And then I took 2 other classes after that, and they were just kind of like elective classes. Like I took a business management class, and then I took a like intro to health admin class, I think it was. And I did really good in both those classes. Now I have a GPA of like 3.8. I'm really proud of myself. And of course, that's just the beginning. I know as I get through the nursing program, my GPA is probably going to fluctuate a lot. But I just finished my first 2 classes in the nursing program, which are both intro to nursing classes, teaching you just about the nursing profession, things that you should know about the ethics of nursing, the standards of practice, and things like that. So Stratford, I have been making monthly payments. I will probably even still have to make monthly payments after I graduate, and that's okay. They really work with you. I'm not graduating from an Ivy League school. I'm not graduating from a 4-year university. At the end of the day, that's not what matters. I know a lot of you guys out there are probably saying, no, I need to go to a really good school. I need to go to a school that has name, that has some clout with it. I felt the same way. Like I wanted to go to a school that was a university. I wanted to go to Shenandoah University or VCU. At the end of the day, when you think about it, your degree and where you graduate from is just a small portion of your profession. You are going to go so much farther than just where you graduate from. I'm just so happy that they have a place like Stratford who has taken me, who is letting me do monthly payments. And you know, Stratford has had controversy around it. I'm sure I'll see it in the comments. Every school has controversy. I can say that as long as I play my cards right and I do everything that I need to do and I get the grades I need to get, by October 2021, I will pass the NCLEX and I will get my nursing license. And that's given me the most hope that I've had in a really long time and has made me so happy. So that's my journey. I will have more videos in this segment about, you know, getting into nursing programs and things like that. Like I said, if you want to know how you can study for the TEAS test, I can definitely do videos like that. And I'm also just going to do videos talking about the classes that I'm in and good ways to study, things like that. So thank you guys so much for watching this video and staying all the way till the end. This was a pretty emotional video for me because a lot of the things that I'm telling you guys, I've never told anyone. So I really hope that you accept this video positively, and I hope that it makes you hopeful, because I was not hopeful for a long time, and feeling hopeful definitely brightens everything about your personality, your day, your mood. So I hope this video makes you hopeful. Thank you. I'm Jessica, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one.